Hello, this week we're talking about mistakes that parents make. Now, I don't know about you, but I could talk for a long time about the mistakes that I've made. The fact of the matter is none of us are perfect, and oftentimes we make mistakes that we wish we would have never made. That is why we're talking about those mistakes on the loop this week. We want to acknowledge some of these mistakes that we make so that hopefully we'll either stop making them or, even better, we never make that mistake in the first place. So today we're going to talk about a mistake that I think, honestly, most every one of us as parents has made. Specifically, I'm talking about the fact that we predefine or we lie about our child's potential, and in doing so, we fail to explore their true potential. Now, the amazing thing about this mistake is that we often make it very, very early in the lives of our children. Our child is born and we see how long they are and we think, hey, my child's going to be a basketball star someday. We look at our child's mom, who is maybe a cheerleader, and think, hey, my child's going to be a cheerleader just like their mom. Or our child starts talking earlier than most other kids, and we think, hey, my child is so advanced already, he or she is going to be a rocket scientist someday. Now, here's the deal. It's not a bad thing to dream about what our child will be one day. But when we predefine our child's potential, or worse, lie to ourselves and our child about the potential in an area that they really don't have potential in, we will frustrate and exasperate our child because we're expecting them to excel in an area that they aren't going to excel in. In fact, I would argue that we will not only frustrate our children when we do this, we will also frustrate God that has created our child with a set of talents and gifts that He wants us to use and help them grow in so that they can reach their full potential. See, at the core of this mistake to help our child grow in their true potential is a failure to know and appreciate our child's personality, inclinations, and talents. Now, Proverbs 22:6 is one of my favorite and most convicting verses in the Bible concerning raising children. In fact, I won't be surprised if this verse comes up multiple times over the next few weeks on the loop. This verse tells us, parents, that we must train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he was old, he will not depart from it. Now, in order for us to train up our child in the way they need to go, we need to be diligent to focus on two key aspects of parenting. First, we must be intentional in instructing our children in right and wrong right now. We have to continually keep God's word and principles in front of our children so they make wise decisions. Secondly, and the point I want to focus on for the rest of our time today, we must be diligent in training our children. See, in God's wisdom, He knew that parents would be more effective at leading their children when they act like trainers. Now, if you've ever been a trainer or had somebody who trained you, maybe like a coach, you know that in order to effectively train someone in anything, whether that's sports, work, school, etc., we must first know what the person we are training is good at, what they are bad at, what they need to strengthen, and how they learn. See, a good trainer, a successful trainer, strives to know a person's personality, giftedness, strengths, and weaknesses so that they can cater the training of their student in a way that the student can understand and apply. Now, this concept holds true for parenting as well. If we want to see our children maximize their true potential, we must be a student of our child. We need to train them by utilizing their gifts, talents, personalities, and inclinations to lead them to recognize their true potential. We need to celebrate their strengths and teach them through their weaknesses. And we need to lead them to take ownership of their true potential so that they can grow in it. See, when parents view themselves as trainers, when we recognize the strengths of our children and how their strengths specifically translate into their full potential, we get to celebrate the way that God has created them. And we get to help our children grow in order to meet their full potential. Parents, we all dream about our child's potential, but sometimes that potential that we think we see, or maybe even we want to see, isn't an accurate reflection of God's plan for them. Let's commit to being a student of our children so that we can train them accordingly and help them grow in their true potential, the potential that God Himself created for them.